This is Abdullah Kashmula, Class CIS 210, Data Structure and Elementary Algorithms, and this is week 2 assignment. For this assignment, we are going to see the Russian peasant algorithm and replicate it as a program. This is my menu package, and it has all my menus. For example, this is the welcome menu and shows the starting menu, and is the to start the program, display program instruction, and some on how the Russian peasant multiplication works. Another menu, for example, the information. This is how it works, the information menu. This is the instruction menu, which shows how to use the program. Also, there is the result menu that is going to show after running the program. Now, going to how it runs the program. First, it's going to ask for the user input, and as you can see in here, it's a loop. It's a do-while loop, and it's going to keep looping until the user enters the positive number that is greater than 0. And in order to do that, first I need to check it whether it's an integer, so I take it as a string, then check it if it is an integer and catch the error so that it doesn't crash the program. In case there is an error, that means this is not an integer. In case there is, also need to check it if it's bigger than 0. If this is less than 0, then it's going to be false. Otherwise, it's going to be a true. And then it's going to go to the operations. It's going to pass these two numbers. And what I'm doing is that I'm writing it on a file that is called file. What it does is takes the first number, second number, then the totals are on the right, and you can see that it does here the initiate the index, the total, and number 1, number 2, and then gets number 1 and 2 from the other one. It's passed as a list. Then I have to put each one in its own number. For example, number 1 is going to be the first one, which is 0, index 0. The second one, the second number is index of 1. Also, there is a list for the even and odd. Even though I didn't use it in this program, it doesn't show on the output, but I'm just keeping it in case I need it later or I need to display it. And this is going to do the algorithm as long as the number 1, which is we're dividing by 2, is bigger than 0. So until it reaches 1. And in case if it goes to an odd number, we divide it by 2, and if there is a remaining, that means it's an odd number. I'm going to add it to the total, which is number 2 added to the total, and I'm going to put 1 in the even odd. Otherwise, I'm just going to put 0 in the even odd, which is just going to show that if a 0 or a 1, but I removed it since it didn't look that good. And then it's going to print all the results on a file, and it's going to finish everything, then goes to resulting display the result. To display the result, I have multiple options, which is one, the screen and the total only, or save to a file. In case if it's the screen, it's just going to go to that file and just play everything on the file. In case if it needs to the just the total, it's going to take that file, break it into a list, and then takes the last one, which is my total. And in case save to a file, it's going to take everything and save it to a file called rpa.txt, and that would be the end of program. Then permit if the user wants to run it again. Now, I didn't really do much in it, like clear the screen or everything, but this is how it is, and this is to display instruction, display what's the program is. Now to start it, let's say number 30 times 40, that should be 1200. Let's display the table on the screen, and this is the table. And if we want to save it, it's going to save it to a file. And if we want just the answer, the total is 1200. Run the program again and add two numbers. Let's exit, and it exits.